Hello and thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to remove our chickens that hatched in our new incubator into a makeshift brooding box. I have a brooding box that I made, a DIY box that's outside, but out of the 12 eggs that we put in here, it looks like only 3 of them hatched, and I don't need something that big. And just for you first timers, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get started with raising baby chicks. A couple of DIY projects. This feeder over here is made out of a pizza box. Any cardboard will do. I've used this setup before, and generally this feeder will last as long as the baby chicks have to be in the brooder. It starts falling apart, but by then they're on to bigger and better things. And as far as a water dish, what I've used before was a little tray like this with some pebbles in there. You don't want to have deep water in there. They're still young. They might go in there, lay down, they might drown. So this keeps them from getting too deep into the water. Now the unveiling. Okay, John. Open it up. Let's see what they look like. Okay. Yep, only 3 chicks hatched out of all these eggs. And they are ready. Yes, good. And before we were switching them into here, that brooder was at 97 degrees, 98 degrees. So I let this heat up for about 15 minutes before we're switching them over. Okay, John. Just lift that up and put them in. Just lift it up. Hold the chick with one. Come on, get the other. They are active. Okay, get that feeder. No. Okay, we got the feeder in there. It'll be a little while before they figure it out. But meanwhile, we'll just put some food down on the paper for them.
They're already digging.
Yeah, they know what to do. We have Rain watching them over here. Rain is a great chicken dog. I don't know how many baby chicks she's raised. How are we looking, Rain? They doing good?
She wants to eat them.
Okay, hold Lynn back a minute.
Zach, can I grab one and show it to her?
No. Now, when you first get these chicks, you want to put their beak in the water, just so they know what it's all about. Not for any length of time, just, oh, this one's pretty feisty. There we go. She might not let me grab her again. Now, this was a little disappointing to have 12 eggs and only 3 chicks. We had 24 chickens hatch one time, and out of the 24, 12 were roosters. I hope I have hens over here. Okay, leave them, John. Let them eat a little bit. Let them eat a little.
Like that one with the little black on his head.
Hmm?
The yellow one with the black on
Yeah, looks like it's dirty. Now, I bought wood shavings to put in here, but because they're so small and they're just, this is the first time they're eating solid food, I didn't want to put the wood shaving in there. As far as the chicken coop itself for the mature hens, I've been using wood chips, and that's been working great. These guys were anxious to get out for the last couple of days. What day is it today, Phil?
Today's the 22nd.
Oh, no.
Date?
No, how many days?
22.
Okay. Today's day 22 with the incubator. One of the goldies came out on the 19th. The other 2 on the 20th. Could have came out sooner, but I thought I would have a few more hatching. And these guys are hungry.
Yeah, I can't hold this so much.
Push this up now. Tonight what I'll do, I'll have cardboard up here with a towel or a blanket to keep the heat in for them. Well, they're enjoying their first solid meal. If you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to do a review on this incubator. There's some positive features on here that are pretty good, and there's a few negatives that I don't care for. Stick with me, and once I put these chicks up, I'll be back to do a review on this. Okay, now for the review on this incubator. What I do like about it, very easy to set the temperature. If the temperature drops, it has a warning, it beeps. It's not that loud, so if you're not nearby, you may not hear it. But it's there. So you have easy settings for the temperature. You have a warning. It comes with the power supply, plug into the wall. And if your power should go out, which this happened to me on my homemade incubator, 2 times I had eggs in there, and 2 times the power in my area went out. This comes with a wire that you can hook a battery to. So that's pretty good if your power goes out. This is something you really appreciate if it ever happened to you. Okay, that's some of the positives. The other positives that I like, it's a little small. It's not made for major production. You have these rollers to turn the eggs, so you don't have to mess with opening it up and turning the eggs every so often. On my homemade incubator, I don't have this, and I would have to open it up and turn the eggs a couple of times manually, 2 to 3 times a day. And that's how she fits in there. And there's the worm gear that turns it. And then when you have your lockdown and you're not going to have them turn any longer, you take these out, you put this in, so when they do hatch, they have a footing. There's also a little water tray right here to keep the humidity. Now, those are the likes. Oh, and it also comes with this little spray bottle if you want to mist the eggs before the 18-day lockdown. And what else? It has this little water bottle that comes with it. And it also comes with an instruction booklet on how to use this and different temperatures and whatnot for different eggs. Duck eggs, chicken eggs, squirrel eggs, and such. Now, what I don't like. It has a thermometer to let you know what the temperature is, but it doesn't have a hydrometer. How do you tell what the humidity is? So I went out and I purchased this. This is also off Amazon. I have a link to it down below. They're not that expensive, but it should come with this. This is a digital thermometer, hydrometer, where I just leave this on the outside, put this on the inside, and it gives me a reading. So this is something you'll have to purchase separate from this. Another negative. When you go to put the water in, you have this little water tray right here. But to put the water in, you have to remove the top. You have to open it up to put the water in. But after I did the last batch of eggs, I noticed these 2 little holes down here. They had the water into it. Here's where that water tray is, if the camera's picking it up. So maybe this is to squirt that water in. You can only put so much water in there. I guess you could put some over here too, but you have this electric motor. Here's another like I forgot to mention. Big plus. You have a light switch. When you turn it on, this is a bright light where you can put your eggs on top to candle them. And you have this little hatch over here. If the humidity is too high, you just open this up. The humidity will drop. You lose some of the heat, but this will come on and it'll bring the heat up. What I did notice with this incubator is that I had to put a towel around the outside of it. Otherwise, that warning buzzer keeps coming on. It does come with the styrofoam box. And read your directions. Don't be like me. We threw this out thinking it was just a wrapping. But what this is for is to put the incubator inside of it to keep it warm. The trouble with keeping the incubator in here, if you want to see the chicks when they're hatching, when they're peeping, you won't be able to see them because there's no way to see it through the top. There's no peephole or anything. So if you take the incubator out of the styrofoam, you have to cover it with a towel, unless maybe you buy a warm radiator. Otherwise, the warning people will come on until it can hit temperature. I don't know what happened. We put the 12 eggs in, and we only got the 3 eggs that hatched. That's a low rate, because I even do better with my homemade incubator. You know, maybe I have too many chickens for the amount of roosters. Before, I used to have like 8 roosters out there with about 40 hens. Now I only have 2 roosters, so I probably got eggs from some of the hens that the roosters didn't get to visit. So that's it. It's a nice little incubator. If you're doing this for the first time, it makes it easy because you don't have to rotate the eggs. It does it on its own. It gives you the warning if the temperature gets a little too cool. You can set it's very easy to set the temperature. It has the backup for the battery. So that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Give it a like. It does help. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to post them down below. Share it with someone else who might be able to use the information or enjoy it. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that Joe Z button. And not to miss my new videos as I upload them, be sure to ring that bell. Until next time, stay safe.